no one would be sent home. However, people are expected to become more productive in their various capacities in the Tobago House of Assembly. This is the signal being sent by Chief Secretary Kelvin, who addressed the media on Saturday evening, following a two-day post-budget retreat held by the THA at Mount Irvine Hotel. Patricia Nicholson has the details.
Despite the shortfall in funding allocated to the Tobago House of Assembly by the central government for fiscal year 2018, Chief Secretary Kelvin said THA employment levels will not be interfered with.
We are still committed to ensuring that we maintain employment levels. The only caveat, however, is for us to recognize that it cannot be business as usual.
Thus, emphasis would be placed on productivity to ensure persons do the job they're being paid to do.
We have a responsibility to become more productive. We have a responsibility to become more efficient. We have a responsibility to be flexible, so that we can engage in those activities that will redound to the benefit of the people of Tobago, ensuring that the development process is not stymied.
But he said cutbacks would have to be made in other areas of the THA to save money.
Those buildings where we work, we usually leave the lights on. We have taken the policy position that we will now move to the point where we take most of the lights off when we leave at the end of the day. Now, it may seem small.
Telephone usage would also be monitored in the THA as a means of curbing expenditure. As Mr. Charles said, the THA now has to make do with less funding. Meanwhile, Mr. Charles said the two-day retreat did not include overnight stay and discussions involved stakeholders outside of the Tobago House of Assembly. I'm Patricia Nicholson for C News.
Well, Chief Secretary Kelvin, when questioned about his position on the Sandals discussion, said while the THA isn't directly involved in roundtable discussions at this time, he's being kept abreast of the process via telephone conversations from time to time.
The conversations at this time are at the level of requests for concessions and what can be given, that kind of stuff. So I am kept informed from time to time through my conversation with the Honorable Minister Stuart Young. So when we get to the point where a firm decision is taken, then the THA would get more involved in the execution phases of the project.
However, he doesn't see it as undermining the THA.
Do not see that as an undermining. I have indicated on many occasions that our path going forward is a question of enhancing delivery and strengthening partnerships. We have stated quite categorically that it is a joint collaborative effort between the central government and the Tobago House of Assembly that is required to facilitate the development of Tobago, and we don't see that as an undermining whatsoever.
Well, the Chief Secretary said once a memorandum of understanding is signed, the THA would become more involved in the process.